Today we're going to be dealing with Lesson 22, and its primary focus is going to be dealing with tables in PowerPoint. In this lesson we're going to show you how to insert a table into a slide, and then we're going to be adjusting some of the basic settings, showing you how to add or delete rows or columns, dealing with merging and centering of cells, usually for table headers. We're also going to talk a little bit about comments in PowerPoint, show you how you can add and delete comments to your presentation. We're going to also deal with adding new slides to our presentation, but we're going to do it from outlines. Outlines are basically Word or text documents that we may have text in that we want to bring into PowerPoint. Doing a review item showing you how to modify slide layouts. We're going to be adding some pictures and dealing with some of the styles related to pictures. We're going to convert some text to a SmartArt. We're going to show you how to add a text box to a slide and format that text box. Then we're going to review adding transitions and automatic slide advancing, and then allow you to add some animations to the presentation. We will need to get the files open for this particular lesson, so we're going to turn in our book to page 991. Page 991 in the book, and here we will have our PowerPoint file that we can open up. Opening up our PowerPoint presentation from page 991. And we are going to save this file to Documents, specifically a folder with today's date on it. Now that the file is open, we're going to go to slide number 2 in order to make some changes to this particular presentation. On this slide, we are going to insert a table. So in the content area, we're going to click on the Insert Table icon, which is the first icon in the list of 6. Here, we wish to create a table that's going to have 2 columns, so I'm going to change this to 2, and 5 rows. So 2 columns, 5 rows. That generates our table. We are going to change the style of this table. So I'm going to come up here to my table styles, just like we've done in Word or Excel. They wish to use a medium style, so I'm going to come down to the medium group. Medium style 2, accent 6. For me, that's on the second row of the medium group and at the end of the row. I want to select this entire table, so I'm going to take my mouse and just select the whole table. And they want to turn the borders on. They want the lines to appear on this entire table. So we're going to come up on the Design tab, clicking on the Borders drop down. And since I want all the lines to appear, I'm going to click on All Borders. I wish to add a new row to this table, so I'm going to click. At this point the table is blank, so it really doesn't matter where you go. I'm clicking on the 4th row right now, and I want to add a new row. Adding new rows is on the Layout tab. You can either insert above or insert below. Either one will allow me to add a row to this table. On the top row of this table, I want to type a title that's going to be centered across both columns. So I need to select both cells at the top up here. And what I wish to do, as we've done in Word and Excel, is we want to merge these 2 cells together into one cell. And I wish to center my text in those cells. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the center button right here. On the Layout tab, I can center here. Alternatively, I could have gone to the Home tab and used the center here, and that would have done the same thing. But since I was already on the Layout tab, it made sense to center this here. As I'm not going to finish the table right now, I want to leave a comment in my slideshow so that to remind me that I do need to finish this table at a later time. You may remember from Microsoft Word that comments are available through the Review tab. So click on the Review tab, click New Comment, and we're going to type in the comment, complete the data in this table. I press the Enter key when done. Repeating the text, complete the data in this table. That's it for slide 2. Let's go to slide 4 and create another table. Here on slide 4, I'm going to click on the Insert Table button. This time the table is going to have 5 columns, which is already selected, but 3 rows. So setting my columns to 5, my rows to 3. I click OK. Again, we're going to modify a style. So I'm going to click my Table Styles drop down. For this, we're going to scroll down to the Dark category. And I'm looking for Dark Style 1, Accent 3. Dark Style 1, Accent 3. For me, that's the 4th item in the first row of the dark group. When we created this table, it had 5 columns. We have since realized that we really don't need 5 columns. We really only want 4 columns. So, with any of our cells selected, we're going to go to the Layout tab. And on the Layout tab, beside the Insert group, we have the Delete options. So we're going to delete, in this case, a column. So I'm going to choose Delete Column. And wherever my cursor was, that column will be deleted. As we did on the previous table, I want to merge and center this top row. So I'm selecting this top row of data. And I'm going to use my Merge Cells to turn all those 4 cells into a single cell. The final thing we're going to do is we're going to add another comment. Now, earlier I created a comment and I did not close my Comments task pane. As such, I can click on the New button to create my comment here. The comment that I'm going to type is, these colors do not fit the rest of the slide. I'm typing in the comment, these colors do not fit the rest of the slide. I press Enter to lock that comment in place. Now let's go back to slide number 2. I'm going to temporarily close out of my Comments pane. You will notice the comment on slide 2 in the middle of the table. That's because our cursor was here when we added the comment. By clicking on that comment, it does open up the comment pane. Pointing at the comment, I can choose, I wish to delete this comment. I can do that either using the Delete button here, pressing Undo. I can either use the delete button here, or on the review tab, there is the delete option here, and I can choose to delete all comments and ink on this slide. If I choose the second one, delete all comments or ink in this presentation, would remove all comments, including the comment on slide 4, which I do not want to do. So I'm going to delete the comments on this slide. Let's go to slide number 3. On slide 3, I have a picture, and I wish to make a few modifications to this picture. One of the things that I want to do is I wish to set a border around the edge of this picture. So if you will, let's go to the Format tab. We're going to come down to Picture Border. Here we can set the color of this particular border. We're going to choose blue-gray, accent 4. In the top row, that's probably the third from the right. I can barely see that border, so I want to make it a little more visible. So I'm going to change the weight of the border. Going back to Picture Border, I'm going to come down to the Weight option. I want to make the border thicker, so I'm going to choose the 4.5 point option, and that will make the border thicker around that slide. Now, what I wish to do next is add some additional slides to our presentation. Since I want these slides to go in at the end of the presentation, I'm going to click on slide number 5. On slide 5, I wish to add some new slides after this, but the text that I wish to put on those slides have already been typed, and so we're going to insert what's called an outline. The slides have been typed into Microsoft Word. If I wish to insert text from Microsoft Word, I go to New Slide. At the bottom here, we've used reuse slides before. Reuse slides allows me to access files from PowerPoint. If, however, the file comes from Microsoft Word or from from a text file, then I'm going to use slides from Outline. So I click on Slides from Outline. Now I will need to navigate to my desktop, Class Files, IIT, PowerPoint, and Chapter 3. Here in Chapter 3, there will be a Word document called P19 Try A. P19 Try A. I'm going to click on that file and click Insert. I could have also double-clicked on that file. It would have amounted to the same thing. And what you will see happening is it has now added 4 new slides to my presentation. On slide 6, we're going to change the layout of this slide. We've done this in previous exercises. We're going to go to the Layout button on the Home tab. It's currently set up with title and text. We're going to change that to be a To Content slide. Over on the right, we wish to add an online picture. We're going to add an online picture. So, on the Content area on the right-hand side, we're going to choose the Online Pictures option. We're going to do a Bing search. We're going to type in the phrase, "Make a difference." Make a difference, and press Enter. You should see a picture of this globe with the hands and feet. That's the picture that we wish to place on this slide. So I'm going to click on this Make a Difference picture, the globe, and insert it into my presentation. I wish to choose the picture frame that's going to be used. So using my picture styles, I'm on the Format tab, the picture styles, I'm going to click the drop down arrow here. The name of the frame we're going to use is called Rotated White. Rotated White. And if you look at your list, there's one in here that's rotated. For me, it's on the second row, second to last option, Rotated White. And that will finish us for slide number 6. Let's go to slide number 7. Here, we want to do a quick review of SmartArt. We're going to convert these 3 bullets, so I'm going to select these 3 bullets to SmartArt. We're going to go to the Home tab, Convert to SmartArt, and the option that we're going to use is the Basic Cycle. The Basic Cycle SmartArt. On slide 8, here we wish to add a free-floating text box below the bulleted points. Actually, they're not bulleted, below the list. To add my text box, I'm going to go to the Insert tab, Insert Text Box. I'm going to now move down to this white area and drag out a box below the text. We're going to type the text, "We need your help." We need your, and I'm capitalizing all of the your, help with an exclamation point. We need your help. For this, I want to increase the size of the text. So I'm going to click on the outside edge of this text box. I'm going to increase the size from 18 to 40. I want to make the text bold. I wish to fill this text box. I want to fill the text box with a texture called water droplets. With the text box selected, I'm going to go to the Format tab, and here you will find the Shape Fill. I wish to use a texture, and the specific texture we're going to use is this water droplets texture. The last thing we're going to do to this text box is we're going to add a shape outline. That's the line around the outside. We're going to click the Shape Outline, and we're going to choose Dark Teal Text 2. That's the 4th item in the top row, Dark Teal Text 2. The last thing I want you to do, and this is going to be up to you to do, is I wish for you to add transitions to all of the slides. Okay, we have 9 slides in our presentation. I wish to add transitions to all of the slides, but each transition should have an automatic advance setting of 5 seconds. So, my suggestion is set your automatic advance to 5 seconds and copy that to all the slides. Once you've done that, go back and change the actual transition that you pick to be different transitions on each slide. The next thing I would like you to do is on the slides that have various graphic elements. Okay, so there's a picture on slide 3. There's word art on slide 5. There's a picture on slide 6. There's SmartArt on slide 7. And slide 8 has a text box. To these graphic elements, I would like you to add animation to those particular items. So go through your presentation and add animation to each one of these. So wrapping up, you're going to add transitions to all the slides. making sure that every slide will automatically advance after 5 seconds. You will add animations to each slide that has a graphic element on it, and that animation should happen automatically after the transition happens. When you are done, we want this presentation to automatically advance through the entire presentation. Good luck with that. Your instructor will be circulating to help you with this particular activity. When you are done, please save this file to your folder with today's date on it so it can be uploaded to Schoology. In this presentation, we showed you how to add tables to a slide. We adjusted the rows and columns by adding or deleting rows or columns. We used Merge and Center to place text typically at the top of our table, the table header. We showed you how to add and delete columns. We inserted new slides from an outline. You may remember that an outline is a Microsoft Word or a text file. We modified the slide layout. We changed one of the slides to a to-content slide. We modified the picture styles. We converted text to SmartArt. We then did add a text box to our presentation and format that text box. And finally, I asked you to add transitions and automatic slide advancing to the slide, as well as animations to our graphical elements.